Why am I losing friends? I'm going to answer that question in a second. The first thing that I want to do is thank the girl very, very much who approached me in Northside Shopping Centre today. I was up there with my Auntie Minnie and my daughter. We had a hospital appointment this morning in Beaumont and we were strolling around Northside looking at clothes and eating food. And a girl approached me and said, Nicola, now I didn't know her. I want to thank you very much for all of your videos. They've gotten me through some really dark days and in actual fact, you saved my life. Now, I've received messages like that in the last 12 months since I started recording from people all over the world, right? And when you get a message like that, it touches my heart very deeply. And, you know, it makes me believe that the work that I'm doing is worthwhile and that I'm definitely on the right path. And when you're reading it in text form, you know, you can't hear tone, but you understand the meaning of the words and all of those messages. I'm getting a rash even thinking of it. All of those messages really do mean a lot to me. However, today was the first day that anybody ever came up to me in person to say it, and I could see her face and I could hear the tone and I knew that she was speaking from the depths of her soul. I was so shocked by it that I actually forget the girl's name. So if she's actually watching this live stream or if she happens to see this live stream, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to do that. Because when I hear messages like that, it makes me want to work harder. It makes me want to do more. It makes me want to help empower more and more people. And it makes me feel really good. I don't need to hear those things. I don't need to feel those things from other people. However, it is very nice. I don't crave it. Because if I did, that would be ego, and I'm not attached to my ego. At least I'm not today. Sometimes I am for other reasons, not for that. When I start the self-doubt, that's ego. But today, after I met that girl, I didn't have any self-doubt, and it just confirmed for me that I am doing a good job and that I adore my job. And it's not a job, it's a calling, and it's my life's purpose, really. So to get back to the main question, why am I losing friends? I got a message from a person last week in a PM, and she seemed like she was very upset because she has started to do a lot of personal development work and she is empowering herself to make her the priority and to stop putting herself at the bottom of her list. And she's putting my favourite word in place. If anybody knows what my favourite word is, they can type it in underneath. She's really just doing a lot of self-care. So now that she is doing this, everybody who's in her life is feeling a change, okay? So she is changing the goalposts of who she is. Now, nobody likes change, really. We're not hardwired to accept change freely. We're actually hardwired to push against change. Because change thousands of years ago, when we were all living in caves, meant like that we were being attacked. I was actually speaking about this on the private family group today. So when you're making changes, it's very, very difficult for you because you have to be consistent in your habits. But it's very hard for other people around you when you're changing, okay? Now, please bear in mind, people are either in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Okay, most times when people were in my life for a reason, it was to teach me a very valuable lesson that I would need going forward. And generally I was taught that lesson through pain. Okay, so that's the reason. A season is kind of like people you go to college with, or somebody that you're planning an event with, or something that's kind of short term. Yeah, and a lifetime are the people who'll be in your life for the rest of your life. So bear all that in mind if you are going forward and making changes. So this person was worried why, you know, some people were not calling her anymore, and some people are not inviting her out anymore, and some people are not texting her anymore. And her group is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And this is, it's shocking to her and it's overwhelming. And I was I told her that I would do this live stream so we could get some interaction here on the page and we could row in and give our slant on the situation, because let's face it, there's 28 people watching right now, 28 heads plus me, 29 heads are better than one. Yeah. and we're all here to help each other grow and pull it up and out of us, right? So basically what's happening for her is that some of the people who are around her are not happy with the fact that she's changing, okay? So say, for example, she might have been going through a tough time and she was leaning on people. She's no longer leaning on those people anymore, and they are unhappy with the fact that she's not needy, because she's becoming more self-confident and more self-assured and more self-reliant and empowered, okay? So when people are not happy for you when you're making changes, they're not your people. They're not your tribe, okay? And if, I always say, the dead wood organically takes itself away, okay? If they are taking themselves away out of your life because they're not happy for you, let them. You are not in sales and neither am I. You should never have to sell yourself to anybody in order for them to want to be in your life. People either want to be in your life or they don't. And the reason why your circle is getting smaller and smaller and smaller is because it's becoming greater quality, okay? Give me quality over quantity any day of the week. I don't want 100 fair weather friends who will like you when the sun is shining and nowhere to be found when you're in the shadows. Give me 2 solid friends all day long and I'll take that hands down. So listen, there's loads of you watching there, and I'm just asking the question. If anybody has any questions, put them in underneath. If you are going through any changes yourself, if you are doing any self-development work at the moment and you are having a similar experience, I want you to pop your comments in underneath. Don't be shy. We always discuss deep, I suppose, stuff on this page that you kind of wouldn't generally see on other pages. And if you're interested in doing deeper work that you wouldn't generally speak about on a public platform, I have a private members group. And if you're interested in doing, and only if you're ready for change, do not join this group if you're not ready for change and hard work. If you don't want to be a better version of who you are, don't contact me. But if you want to be, PM me and I'll organise for you to be entered into that group. How can I learn to be patient? The first thing that I would say to you is that if you're not patient, you are reacting and not responding, okay? So you need to be able to take a couple of seconds breath before you speak. I actually did a video on this and it was shared again from last year the other day. You might have a little look back about react and respond. I think it was about a week ago it went back up. I was kind of wearing a bit of a bronzy kind of coloured top, or a kind of dark brown kind of top. Have a look at that, see if it's kind of used to you. But if you are impatient, you're not coming from the centre of yourself, you're not living in the now, and you're not coming from the highest version of who you are, okay? So pause when agitated, take a breath, walk past the response file and walk past the react file and go to response, because react is human and response is spiritual. So I hope that answers that question. Trisha Doyle. And if you have any more questions, pop them in underneath and I'll answer them. Take it easy, lads. Slán.